Hey, how are you? Listen, I got this story I want to share with you guys today. It's actually about men who get pleasure or are excited about being hacked. Want to hear about it? It's a crazy story. Here we go.
Zombie apocalypse.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again, and welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, hope this find everybody safe, healthy, and in good spirits. And if you're new here, definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, this way you know it's come out with a video. And how about a thumbs up? That always helps from everybody. Everybody's a subscriber here. Everybody hits a thumbs up. I appreciate you all. You know who you are. Thank you. And here we go with this crazy story I got. Unbelievable. We all hear about, people soliciting sex and, men paying for sex and women paying for sex, whatever the story may be. It's out there, you know, whether it's phone sex or on the street corner, whatever you're paying for. But I came across this really crazy, crazy thing that these says the men pay for. I'm sure women do too, but the way this article starts, it says the men who pay to be hacked for pleasure. All right. So evidently men are paying for women to hack their stuff, and they get excited about it. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm gonna read the story to you, and I definitely want you guys to leave some comments, man. Let me know if you ever heard this before, because this is like crazy and way out there. Sometimes in the media, you don't know what's true, what's not. This sounds like it's a pretty true story. And maybe you guys heard about this. Maybe somebody knows about it, whatever. I'd like to get some information if you can. Not that I'm going to use it, believe me. The last thing I need to do is be freaking hacked. Everybody usually wants to stay away from being hacked. But this is like a special kind of people, I guess, that like to be hacked, like to have shit taken from them for some reason. I don't know. Everybody gets their pleasures different ways. But here it is. Let me read the article to you and let's see what you think. The men who pay to be hacked for pleasure. There's a subset of sexual role play where men pay for the thrill from having their computers taken over. For most of us, the mere idea of handing over our smartphone to another person or letting someone peep into our email inbox probably induces a sort of clammy panic and moaning dread. But for a few of us, at least, that moment of vulnerability is a thrill. For these people, mostly men, losing control of their digital life is the ultimate turn on. Unbelievable. They get off on surrendering their systems to digital dominatrix who offer the thrill of being hacked, of being owned without the normal repercussions. I don't think it's necessary the ultimate form of submission, but a modern form for the digital age, explained the dominatrix who goes by at Data Domi on Twitter, whose newest service she offers installing spy cam software in a client's computer so he feels like he's being watched. It's very different from the traditional view of BDSM, leather whips, and etc., and is not a physical submission or abuse, but is a submission of control all the same. It's a feeling of helplessness most are looking for. Wow. This hacking role play is typically a subset of financial domination or findom, which is basically when one person gives another control of their finances as a form of humiliation. On Twitter, you can find people tweeting hashtags like @WallTrap and PayPig, or using slang like rinsing, as in the way you describe someone losing in the stock market as getting rinsed. One findom, and I guess that's how you spell it, findom, who goes by Goddess Jasmine, explained a law to me over email. My most famous line is, "The sexiest thing about a man is the bulge in his wallet." For Findoms, the exchange can be relatively lucrative. This person who claims to make between $500 to $5,000 a day with computer takeovers. Other people told me they knew of Findoms who have bought houses purely from donations from men. However, one woman who goes by Goddess Kendra, an 18-year-old who has been doing this since October, said it's not about the money. For her, it's the thrill. Goddess Kendra is blonde and attractive, and when she tweeted to her followers that I planned to interview her, I was flooded with DMs from fans who urged me to submit to her. She herself also sent DMs telling me I should submit to her. I respectfully declined. Had I given in, here's what I might have encountered. To feel truly powerless, submissive will allow a Findom to take over their computer, typically using software like TeamViewer. TeamViewer is a fairly boring remote access business software meant for, say, a salesperson to lead a team through a training exercise. But because you can use it to give a remote person temporary access to your computer, it makes for a perfect hacking role play solution. It lets you feel owned without being actually pawned. Wow. Why would anybody get off on having someone else access their computer? I think they like the drill of having a woman have complete power over their private information. A Findom who wishes to remain anonymous explained to me, with one click of a mouse, you can access emails, photos, bank accounts, PayPal. They're literally just watching as you take their money right in front of their eyes. Is this freaking crazy? And there's nothing they can do about it. And there's more to it than the money. I've gone through photo albums and emails and his social media messages, and they like the drill of threatened blackmail and exposure. But while the anonymous Findom says she may threaten to make his embarrassing private photos public, she won't actually go through with it. It's just role playing of hacking and all the terrible feelings of anxiety and dread, and none of the lasting consequences. You don't have to lock down your credit or get a new social security number. One Twitter Findom at Miss NYC Bitch says men love it when she takes over their computers with TeamViewer. They beg me to destroy them. Oh my gosh. Take their photos, their fiancés, exploit them. It's their fantasy to be destroyed by a hot and powerful woman, she explained over Twitter. They have this desire or fantasy to be wrecked by a woman, destroyed financially. They worship powerful women. So if I have taken over their personal computer, that is the ultimate sign of power. She also explains that it is always consensual, and the hacking aspect is merely role play, not actual harmful. Even though the men want to participate in this, as you might expect, a desire to give away your money as a way of sexual relief can be problematic. I would sure as hell say so. It's problematic. One man who goes by at Oink Piggy Oink told me that last year he made over $75,000, but saw none of it since he gave so much away to Findoms. All of this can actually be very dangerous for the slave, but is a drug and an addiction. Brainwashing and rewiring, if you will. I have had a couple of goddesses I happened to serve for a decent amount of time that I formed trusting bonds with, that I gave into and gave access to my Twitter, email, bank account, login, Findom Clip Studio logins, things like that, he explained. I often find myself in regret when they have put me into an almost hypnotic, mindless state and caused me to struggle with bills occasionally. But the rush and the need to please and be used always overrides it at the end. Come on, man, this is crazy. This is like really nuts stuff here. Another Findom submissive named Joshua says he feels the same. Addictive rush, but it's harmless. The rush of spending money on beautiful women is like a high I've never experienced before. People say I'm getting taken advantage of, but that's not true. I believe women are superior, and men should always make a woman he is interested in happy no matter what. I can afford it, so why not? I don't know, pal. If you, I mean, you say you want to make this woman happy by giving her money. Of course, you're going to be happy, but she's not your friend. She's just taking your freaking money. You don't even know her. It's freaking nuts. At their core, financial domination and computer takeovers are the same as the more familiar 50 Shades of Grey type of sexuality that in year 2016 isn't particularly surprising or even unusual. They share the same concept of submission and trust, just perhaps with a higher price tag. I mean, do you believe this stuff? I mean, isn't this crazy? I've heard a lot of crazy things, man, but I came across this. I just had to share it with you because I've never heard of such a thing. You're going to actually pay these women to take over your computer and take your funds and look at your pictures and do all this stuff because that excites you. I just don't understand. I think it's crazy. And it's funny because there's way that are people out there making money doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're actually taking advantage of people by doing this. I mean, but who's really, I don't want to say the stupid one, dumb one here. I mean, if you're willing to give up your computer and your pictures and your money to people you don't even know because it just turns you on, I think that's pretty stupid. But then again, like it said in some of these paragraphs, it's addicting. It's an addiction. And they do it, and the people on the other end, they're taking advantage of it. They're offering a service and somebody's paying for it, I mean, if you're addicted to chocolate ice cream, you go to the store, you're going to buy the chocolate ice cream. They're offering you chocolate ice cream and you're paying for it and you're getting it. These people are offering to take over your computer and treat you like crap and you're going to pay for it. That's your problem. Unbelievable. I really wanted to share that because I mean, evidently it's true. It's out there. There's a lot of things out there we don't know until we find out about. I never knew this existed until I ran across this article. And evidently it's true. Look into it if you want. I mean, some of the things are called findoms. All these people involved. I'll actually spell it for you because sometimes I say things wrong. Findom, Findoms, findoms. Check it out. Let me know what you think. True, not true? Have you heard this before? Is it crazy? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, I'll see you around. I'm out of here. Take care.